We're going to be discussing I'll make sure my screen is recording. Make sure we are recording well. So we have a simple diagram here of a mother and a father, and you'll see them on the top, and you have children's 1, 2, and 3. Now today we're discussing a very basic succession, a succession without a will, which is very, very important. Succession without a will is that the person that passed away did not have a will. And so what we have, and pardon the crudeness, but we have to eliminate a person from this scenario that has passed on, and that is in this case the father. We're going to show where the father has passed away, and now the law for Louisiana says what they're going to actually do with their property. So let's say dad left with mom and kids community property, which we're going to label as CP, community property. Community property is any property that is accumulated and bought and purchased during the marriage. Okay, so marriage, think of that. Okay, so one half of that is going to go to mom straight away. That's going to be her 1/2 divided interest, and the other half is going to go to children's 1, 2, and 3. So they would have the 1/2. So 1/2, if you know your fractions, 1/3 of 1/2. Now, underneath all this, mom gets to use the 1/2 of dad, okay, which the other 3 children. So mom gets the use, and that's called a usufruct in legal terms, but we're just going to call it use of during her lifetime. Now that is what's going on with the community property. And community property is generally things such as, the home, the marital car, the marital land, things that they purchase together. And sometimes that can happen, or sometimes that cannot happen, depending upon how long the marriage has been. The other thing that we have is, let me make sure I draw this out correctly, is the separate property. I'm going to call that SP. All of the separate property goes to the children's 1, 2, and 3. So they have that, since we have 3 children, they get 1/3 each of the separate property. But what is separate property? Separate property is before the marriage, purchased before the marriage, okay? Or during the marriage and the other person signed some form that made the could be land, could be property, could be a car, could be anything, but it is affirmatively signed by the other spouse, keeping it separate. Okay? And you see that a lot whenever people purchase homes or they purchase lands. They keep that property separate. So this is a very, very basic model as to what goes on in a succession. This is a succession without a will. And it's only for educational purposes because, people have wildly different issues that go on in their life. And we want you to make sure it's really, really fact-based to your life. Now, what you're going to need anytime you do a succession is a death certificate, okay? You're definitely going to need any kind of judgments of divorce, if someone had that. You're also going to need, if someone was adopted, definitely going to need to know that. If someone was adopted, they need to be included. And also a detailed descriptive list, okay? This is all going to be listed in this video as well. I'm going to have a transcript of this. So a detailed list of the estate. And what is that? Those are the things: bank accounts, credit cards, debts, liabilities, homes, lands, all those different things. That's what a detailed descriptive list. And a lawyer can help you with that, most definitely. Okay? So I'm Wes Bailey. We have